Hello guys and welcome back to Field of Glory Empires. If you take a look, you'll see Rome is having not one, but two usurpers. Usurper Claudius, three. Pompilius and Fabius. Fabius has taken Rome and Corsica. Pompilius owns the least and then Claudius owns the most, but probably the least valuable. Quite a lot of usurpers going on over there in Rome. They're having some internal problems. I wonder if the Antigonids will ever have internal problems. Their loyalty is not the best everywhere. On their capital, it's god-fucking awful, in fact. I would love it if Rome and the Antigonids just fucking splintered. Can you imagine how much easier winning would be in that case? I'm playing very cautious, however. We do have all of our military actions going. We were just going through all the construction, building some things. I'm not sure what we're even missing at this point. The gymnasium right there was built in Kathrika. Wait, what the hell? Why do I have somebody on money here? Go on infrastructure. You go on. When did I get this? Why is this so weird? Oh, yeah, this is what I took over from... what was their name? My former vassal. I guess I never got this properly set up. Okay. Understandable, I suppose. Well, I need a number of things here then. We don't really need all these guys on culture. Let me move you guys to infrastructure to make this a bit better and see what we could do. So how many slots are we working with? 4. 4, 4, 4. I could go for food. I could go for the physician's house, a furnace. I'll go for food with the orchard. That's what I'll go for, yeah. Otherwise, nothing else to build around here. We do have stuff to build over in Iran, Persia area. We got 3 available building slots on the border. Give me a palisade. I don't even have any walls. Give me a palisade. Next to that, in the capital, Orotios of Elimace, we have built a preceptor house. That looks good to me. Let's get a training ground. It's slotless, and this is a capital, so let's militarize it. A ranch has been completed just next to that. 3 building slots available in Mervinia. I'll build the smokehouse. That's going to work off of a local trade good. That should be pretty good. I'll move one guy down to infrastructure to compensate. South of that in Uruk, we built some sanitation, which we cannot upgrade yet, but I can upgrade. Is this an upgrade? Yeah. The preceptor house to a school, get infrastructure, culture. Looks good to me. Decadence reduction seems nice to me. I'll go for that. It's slotless after all. New population in Bersaria doesn't actually change anything. Infrastructure is pretty nice over here. Realistically, I could move some of these guys. But to where? I'll put one guy on culture, one guy on food. And that's probably enough for right now. Anywhere else? Yes. Regional roads have been finished. I can see that, literally, on the map. There are, in fact, regional roads there. In Salma. Oh man, we could really use some infrastructure. The brickwork is not the most effective thing here right now, because there's no stone in the region. But it's better than nothing, so I'll build the brickwork. Sure. Why not? Anywhere else? Nope, nowhere else has anything like that. We're still waiting on a deal to go through with the Antigonids to acquire the Delta right here. Other than that, I don't think there's any diplomacy that really needs to happen. Maria's still struggling, man. Struggling quite a bit. Scythe, what the hell? Sokka's fighting multiple wars. This place is a mess. Maria's really kind of fallen off. They've started having a lot of trouble dealing with things that I would assume would actually be pretty easy, but I suppose not, because they are struggling. Yeah, Maria's fallen so far behind that they're behind Macedonia, and I don't think Macedonia even exists anymore. So, really, the running is just me, Rome, and the Antigonids at this point. Nobody else, I think, could catch up without some major humiliation war wins against one of the top 3. So the potential winners is definitely narrowing down. And I am allied with one of them, the only one that I need to get ahead of. It'll be interesting to see how that goes, but I am catching up in income at least, which is good. And that's I guess what I hope to keep pulling off. Well, let's go ahead and hit end turn and get some more, as you could see, many more attacks going. My trade deal with the Antigonids has become invalid. I'm assuming it's because they ran out of metal or something. So I have to redo this now. So get them to cede to me the Delta, and I'll give them... What about just raw manpower at this point? Is that enough? Looks like it probably, yeah. 780 manpower this time. Yeah, that's enough, all right. No, they have metal, so I don't really know what changed, but take 780 manpower, and you give me the Delta, so we have to repropose this. That would be such a pain in the multiplayer, considering how slow the turns kind of go. We're now using new agriculture methods. Yay! Another upgrade. The Scythe. Wait, what? It just made another one? It didn't stack? That's weird, but alright. Sure. And no other alerts. So, a lot of my new units are arriving, merging into their stacks. We do have one attack actively going on. I don't know why it shows you with like a little black thing here. But it says you're going that way. You're just not at the same time. I'll just assume that you're going to get there eventually. Well, if it's possible, our loyalty here has gotten even worse. That's funny. Alright then. Well, what do we do? What has just been built? Ah, yes, a palisade. Very, very useful. What shall I build next? The preserved food store would be very useful while I have 50 units sitting on this, and we're not making any positive growth of food or infrastructure. To the east of that, we built some city walls. That is definitely nice. We could use food or infrastructure here. Really, we could use everything. I'll take a stud. That's good for some food. I'll move one guy to culture since he'll be more than made up for shortly. Next to that, we've built a ranch. We have 3 building slots available. Same deal here where we mostly need the basics. I'll go ahead and make a stud. Yeah, we'll just make a stud, get a bit more food coming in. Then we have a new population next to that. Nothing I would change. New population next to that. I guess I'll change it. We'll put one more guy in infrastructure there. Quarry completed in Judea. That's good. I could already upgrade that to a large quarry. We are missing marble and sulfur to really make the most of that, so the upgrade seems kind of pointless, to be honest. I guess I could go with the school. That is slotless and would reduce decadence here, and less decadence is good, even though I'm doing very well in that regard. Less is always better. Clear water has been built in Battania in Syria. What else do we want here then? It could be a number of things, but I'm thinking the gymnasium. Let's get the gymnasium for some more health. To encourage some more growth, regional roads have been built far to the north on the border as well. With 3 building slots available, let's build the gambling ring to get some loyalty bonus. I guess the taxation would be good as well. A stud's been finished to the east of that. It's one of the only buildings here. We could benefit from a wheel maker. We have all the bonuses, so yeah, give me that wheel maker. And does it change very much if I put you on food? Only a little bit, but it'll look better shortly. A stud's been finished next to that on this capital. I'll build a palisade. That looks good to me. A monument's been built just east of that. Land expansion, definitely what I'm going to go for. Next to that, we did a land expansion and got a new population. What do I want? I'm thinking definitely preserve food store. I love that these are popping up just more and more because I do love to get them. I could move one unit, one man to infrastructure. It'll be very useful. Land expansion finished to the south of that. 3 slots are available. Everything looks pretty decent here, as is. Do we need loyalty? We really kind of don't. Doesn't matter. So I could go for just the stud for a little bit of extra food instead, as we are growing. New population next to that. Nothing I would change. New population nearby. Nothing I would change. East of there, we have built a palisade. We have 2 available slots. Clear water doesn't take any slots. Let's go ahead and get that. I'll move one person down to infrastructure while I'm at it. Then in the desert, we have built a worship place. There is 1 slot available yet. However, this is not a capital, so we don't need any of those special buildings. I'm thinking the physician's house or the fortune teller. Small loyalty bonus would be nice. A little bit of money would be okay, I suppose. I'll go for the fortune teller, sure. Is it really needed? No, but I'll go for it. And then we built a tavern right there. That's pretty good. There's a number of useful things here, but only one slot available. I'm thinking the street parlor. Yeah, let's go for the street parlor and move one guy down to infrastructure. That sounds good to me. We got one extra population next to that that's opened up a building slot in Arga. Ooh, boy, look at all this. The hemp field could actually benefit from tar, so I'll go ahead and just build the hemp field. We don't need a whole lot of infrastructure here, so I'll refrain from moving anybody for the time being. We have so much food here. Now we're going to get even more. Slave market's been disassembled to the south of that. That's the alert for the agriculture. We finished a fishery next to that. Looks good to me. South of that, we built a brickwork on the capital of Abyssinia Minor. I could build a Thalassan temple to get some more food, using, like, fish especially, and some culture, and some decadence reduction. That sounds like a nice combination of things. I'll get that. Next to that, we built a tannery. We do have one slot available still. Nothing here is slotless, however. Nothing especially important is needed. I think probably the health from the herbalist might be the best thing. And then, are there any other idle regions? No, there are not. I'm going to take the Abyssinia army and move that northwest to attack out in that direction. We inflicted casualties against the defender here. The walls were breached at some point as well. I may not have noticed, so we'll go on the assault here because we can. There are still unbreached walls there. So all this looks good to me. We're defending this because of loyalty problems. We'll see how that develops. It should, again, get better once the Just Conquered degrades. Maybe not perfect at this point. I see we have a blockade happening. Won't provide production or siege resist bonus. What does that mean, production bonus? Siege resist I understand, but production bonus? What? I don't know. It shouldn't matter too much, though. Yeah. We don't have anything to counter this anyway. It's not like there's coastal well, actually, that is a building. Alright, we have a battle right here. Seems a separate Egyptian army has showed up to fight me. But I'm quite strong for them to be trying to fight. It's an interesting mixture of things. Those phalanx, they look dangerous, but we did very, very well on the ranged phase. I could see a need for more ranged in the future, especially if I go, you know, cavalry instead of cameliers, and then the camels suddenly can't throw things. I don't even know if they have, like, a range bonus. I should actually check that. I don't think they do. None of our units have died, which is most of what I can ask for. Anyone that's not a phalanx is dying fairly easy. Hell yeah. And even on the cavalry side, we're doing pretty well with our cameliers. Although I'm always the most worried about their capabilities. There's the pursuit. And we killed, oh, their general. Then we have our assault on the nearby city, where there's basically nothing defending. This is just gonna die. It got ranged into oblivion right there. Yeah, I guess I could see the value in having even more ranged after a point. I could see the value. Then off to the west, we have another battle. The reason I see so much value in the range is when you're fighting another larger army, sometimes I notice I don't even have enough ranged, because you kind of have to counter their ranged as well. And the more range you have, the better that goes. Filling up the front line is definitely a good start, but having definitely like some skirmishers and then more of the archers could also be a good. The biggest thing is just that I'm limited on the archers, and after the front line, it would have to be all archers. It would be easy if I just like filled up the whole front line, well, the whole skirmisher line with skirmishers and then just had some archers be separate. That's expensive. We're not going to look at that right now. We don't need it, clearly, because we're just winning left and right. We're not fighting anybody that can provide that kind of a challenge, and if we were, it would probably be a, 200-man death stack of the Antigonids like we've seen happen. We're up to 4 tokens already. That's so funny. Maria has proposed a trade deal. What do you want? You want to give me Indian war elephants for God's sake? No. Fuck off. This siege. Oh, we also just won a siege? What? No, I fought for that siege. What are you talking about? I don't care about this. I don't care about this. Yeah, no. Don't care about any of that. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We took this from Egypt. Yes. Oh boy. I don't think I'd really change anything about what's happening there right now. And we took this. This was an objective. This is the second objective we've conquered here. I could create the province of Egyptus Major. Nice. Have we taken the whole thing? No. Not the whole thing, but a lot of it. What the hell kind of allocation is this? Hold up. Jesus Christ. This infrastructure situation is not great, huh? We have negative infrastructure. Oh dear. There's very little reason as to why we should have negative infrastructure. I could try to dismantle the mercenary recruitment center and the stables. These really, well, the stables provide infrastructure, actually. Those really, well, the mercenary recruitment center anyway certainly doesn't really need to be there. But then that's about all I can do, because the main thing is that there's a 50% infrastructure penalty. So just everybody on infrastructure, I suppose. Not really any point in building anything, but I guess I could just pick a shepherd's house just so it's not idling. We received a slave in Thebius, that's fine. Preserved food store has been finished next to that. We're building here. Yeah, that's good because, you know, we're sitting on here as well. So that would definitely be pretty great. Even that can't fully supply the army standing on top of it. It can only provide 20 free supply, which is something. It's not enough, but it's something. For right now, I'll take these guys off culture. I'll put them on infrastructure, see what else we could potentially have. The tavern would probably be nice for this loyalty hellhole of a location. So sure, let's get that. Then, beside that, we built another preserved food store. Regional road or city walls. I'll take the regional roads. Whoops. That's definitely the most important thing to me, I think, overall. Orchard has been built just south of that. We have 3 building slots available. And where do we want to spend them? Base resources are looking pretty alright. Pretty alright. I have no complaints. I'm not sure which one of these things I'd want the most. I don't really have any culture generation here, so a preceptor house could be decent. Sure, why not? Barracks has been completed southeast along the coast. I could get a weapons manufacturer there. We do have access to coal as well, which would make this better. Or I could go for the large quarry, which is slotless, requires a road or better, gives money and infrastructure. You know, let's go for the large quarry here. Let's go for that. And then we could probably move some things around, like onto food, primarily. Yeah, it'll make it take a little bit longer, but onto food. We're going to get more infrastructure anyway. The Lassen Temple's been finished to the southeast. A regional road. I will definitely jump on the ability to get new population on that island. New population on Homerite. Looks good to me. I could go for a commercial port. This is nearby my capital, so I certainly wouldn't mind a commercial port here. Nor would I mind a woodcutter, but I think we already have enough nearby in the region. Commerce and trade range. I don't even know if there's anything in trade, like trade distance at all. But yeah, I think I'll take the commercial port, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Take you 2 off of here. Put you on food. I don't really need you on culture right now. I don't really, yeah, I don't need much of any of this on culture, but still. We'll go for that commercial port. The capital, nothing special happening. We did get a population next to that, and we also built a hospital. Looks good to me. We could go for slotless or something else. Pancha. What really matters in Pancha? I wouldn't mind either of these. I think I'll take the stadium. Stadium's a stadium. We have a lot of infrastructure to spend there. Gymnasium's been built east of that. New population acquired east of that. New population west of that. Looks fine to me. We could use some more on infrastructure, actually. Watchtower built on the nearby capital at Ada. I don't have a lot of military things here, so I could at least build this siege workshop. Needs leather, we can import it. Siege resist garrisons, equipment, that's good for a capital. Let's build the siege workshop. Yes, sir. We could use some more infrastructure. I guess I'll take this guy off culture and you off of food. Do I need to take the guy off culture? I think I do. This is just going to consume more infrastructure. Yeah, so we'll just do that. We need some more infrastructure at some point. But for now, it's fine. Then we fished a hemp field. We received 2 slaves down here. That's good. We could definitely get rid of this slave market now. That's for sure. Move this pop to, I don't know. I guess you're just kind of good where you are, huh? I think so. I could move you up to food. Culture could be used here, actually. Let's see. 4 of you down to culture. And then flip some more productive citizens around. I'm trying to min-max this a little bit. Yeah, like that. Up to food. That might slow some stuff down, but this place could use a little bit of culture, a little bit of loyalty. North of that, we have 1 extra population. Oh boy, look at this place. I wouldn't change anything. 1 population next to that. We do have a slot available. What do we want to spend it on? I think I'll take the temple for some more culture and conversion. We could do with converting more of what is here. That is for sure. And that frees up, I guess I can go, you know, move this citizen somewhere. I might change it up so Semitic just goes on food, you guys on infrastructure. That works decently well, methinks. We don't need that much infrastructure here, though. Nah, let's put you up on food as well, and then the more productive one can go on culture. That looks good to me. Next to that, we have an extra pop. Nothing changes, though. Hemp field built to the northwest. We could use a lot more of the basics in Nabatea. A lot more of the basics. We have a lot of slots for the basics. We could definitely use more of it. An orchard would be good. Here, it's better than in most places. So let's get an orchard built. Northeast of that, we have a new population. I love seeing these roads expanding. I love it, I love it, I love it. I love traffic, like, simulation management games as well. That's part of why I like roads so much. I suppose I could use infrastructure here, so I think I'll build the warehouse. That seems fine enough. It'll take a bit to build, but it's a good benefit. New population north of that. Wouldn't change anything. Well, I would kind of like to put 1 thing on culture, to be honest. So we'll do that. New population east of there. This is fine. Regional roads to the north of that looking good. We have 5. Ooh. Building slots available. I could use a bunch of things here. I could. There are a bunch of things here that I could use. And I'm not sure which one I need the most. I think definitely, let's see, what if I just moved all of you guys onto food? That is a little bit excessive in a way. I could move you guys down to culture. Move all the Semitics onto culture. Move all the Hellenics onto food. And then I suppose we could build a monument as well. That seems functional. Sure, let's do that for some extra culture. Good, good. Alright, southeast of that, we built a weapons manufacturer. We have 2 slots available. Oh, hey, the military academy. I could finally see... This is why also I started building more military buildings. I need an excuse to find the military academy so I get more leaders, so I can get more stacks. So the quality of my leaders would go up. Manpower would go up. Leader force pool up. Yes, so I really want this. Culture, manpower cost, infrastructure, money. Fair enough. Just fucking build it. It's of utmost importance to me. 23 turns currently to build it with the shared creation of this region. Not that we're not really short on infrastructure. I guess we're just building so many things. It's fine. Take your time, because I just really want that. New population in Citizen. Sounds good to me. East of that, we built a training ground and a capital. You see, this is why I'm going for these military buildings. Very, very useful. Speaking of, let's go for a wall. I only learned this later, or I probably would have prioritized this a little bit earlier, but I had other concerns. Given that I started out as small as Saba, and this is my first playthrough. Clear water was built here on the border. What would I like? I think I would like the wood cutting, produce some local lumber, some infrastructure. Sounds good to me. There's a new pop just next to that. Nothing I would change. No, sir. And is that everything? No. Down south, we've finished a land reclamation by the capital. We have 3 available slots here. Thalassian Temple, as we know, those are very good for all kinds of things. I don't really desperately need metal or anything right now. This isn't like a special location. Although this wouldn't get food because there's no access to fish here. So maybe the public bath would be better for the health, or the hemp field for the food. There's still a lot of food and health things that can be built here after all. Not sure which one I want more. With 3 slots, the possibilities are up there. I think we also dismantled a slave market here, which is why there's so much stuff. I'll move 2 citizens over to food, because I don't know why we even have so much on culture to begin with. And then I will build the public bath to kind of complement that. And that sounds like a pretty good plan. There are no other idle regions. We got a progress token from here, naturally. And do any of our stacks need time to recover? Maybe here a little bit. Our Eritrean army can move up besides our Abyssinian army and attack this unwalled location while there's 2 sieges still happening. Are you all recovered? No, you weren't even recovering. That's right. You're just guarding that location in general. This could definitely not defend itself. One enemy unit could show up here and cause a problem. So we'll probably just kind of chill in the region. My biggest concern is this definitely will not have enough food to sustain this for very long. So I don't really know what's going to happen after that. I might just play this proactively and go where there's food. These desert locations are not very well defended, nor do they have a lot of food. But if I stayed proactive, I could maybe form the province enough to like get some good food sharing, or at least chase them all off. So we'll just proceed directly northwest and conquer that of the coast. The Eritrean army will be enough to fill in the flanks as we wait for these sieges to proceed. Speaking of, we have breached the walls and we're ready to assault, and we've inflicted tons of casualties apparently. We have some casualties ourselves from the fighting, but yeah, they have like no effectiveness, barely any hits available. There's still 60 Antagonids just chilling in my desert. I think they're just retarded and they don't know where to go. I guess that's good in that they won't be getting too much stronger too faster from war if their military is probably just like dying. They're foraging my land for food though. Yeah, they're using my food. The preserved food store might help. I think it is helping, because there's like no local food here. So they're eating my food, which kind of hurts me. But at the same time, they're not going and conquering stuff, which also kind of helps me. I don't know, but I'm going to end the turn. I went northwest, I have a battle. Nobody went behind me here in the desert, so that works out pretty well. These enemies are all just going to die very rapidly. Citizen Hoplite dead, urban militias dead, and now this desert tile belongs to me, and I can utilize the food sitting in it. We also have attacked another location. There you go. These are where, see that? All that exhausted? That's where the range attacks come in handy. Fully gets rid of their, well, it hurts their combat rating, and it gets rid of all their armor when you can manage to do so well. We're just attacking on the flanks because they don't have enough troops to defend this. This is just a measly little garrison compared to what we have. This is our light cavalry stack, the only stack that actually has light cavalry. It's doing pretty well. Way better on the flanks than the camels do. I really like these improved light cavalry. Much better than the old ones, but the Cameliers were definitely more worth it, given their added skirmish capabilities. I didn't see the assault, so I assume the assault wasn't needed. I secured the trade deal with the Antagonids. Yep, we just won a siege without an assault. Oh, we won both without an assault. Well, that's awesome. And we have support science again. I'm just going to go spend on agriculture again. And we're in a new golden age because of progress. Awesome. And with that, we have a nice full episode. So I'm going to call this one here. For now, though, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.